We're speaking with Clem McSpadden here during the Henryesta 1972, and Mr. McSpadden, you just got into town this morning. The rain slowed things down, but have you had a chance to get out to the Armory or anywhere to see any of the events?
Well, I've only been down to the Methodist Church where I had the great opportunity of visiting with many of the Indian artists and picked up a couple of etchings to take home, as a matter of fact. And of course, as you said, it's certainly a shame that the rains had to come today, as hard as so many people have worked, for many, many months, which is curtailing the crowd, but it certainly isn't shutting the spirit down any.
No, I don't think so. We had fairly good crowds yesterday, and we're hoping that if the people will get out today and most of everything will be inside at the National Guard Armory, we hope you can get out there. Have you seen the moon rock before?
Yes, I've seen the moon rock before, but of course, being a country boy, and as I guess most of us are in eastern Oklahoma, just to see it and realize, the technology and the millions of man hours that went into the putting our people up there, you always stand back, I think, in awe. I know I do.
I think the people, this is the first time I guess it's been in eastern Oklahoma, and people seem to be enjoying it quite well. Are you going to be there for the splash-on to see that and maybe bid on one of the paintings?
Well, I think the funniest thing, of course, having known Jim Shoulders since we were kids in the Tulsa World this morning, seeing him exchange his cowboy hat for a smock and a beret, I do want to get a copy of that picture and show it to some cowboys at some rodeos this year. We're going to have a lot of fun with that picture.
I'll bet you will. I hope to get him in here and talk to him in a little bit. This tape we're recording today is going to be buried in the time capsule and dug up 50 years from now. Is there anything you'd like to tell the people of Henryetta, the people of Oklahoma, in 50 years?
Well, of course, none of us will be around. You may be. I certainly won't, but I think today's celebration is very typical of the spirit of Oklahomans, a rededication of our heritage, and I firmly believe that 50 years from now we'll have made even greater strides in all types of progress for our state than we have in the preceding 50 years, and I guess that's about it.
We thank you, Mr. McSpadden. Mr. Clem McSpadden, during the Henryesta 1972. We're speaking with Ed Edmondson, candidate for the Senate during 1972, and also a painter, I understand, today.
Well, I don't think I'm a painter, but I'm a very, very serious candidate for the Senate, I'll guarantee you. And I appreciate the chance to make this time capsule and be on KHEN.
How do you think you'll do? Have you done much painting before?
I have never done any painting for profit. My wife's had me painting the ceiling a time or two and the front porch. I have done a little bit of that painting where you fill in the numbered spaces with the right colors, but very little experience other than that, and I hope you folks aren't expecting to get much money for this thing.
I don't know. Hope the rain doesn't slow the crowd down for the painting, but being we got two celebrities, yourself and Wayne Wells, gold medal Olympic winner, should have a pretty good crowd and maybe draw some money for these paintings.
Well, I noticed Clem McSpadden's out here, too, and he's probably a talented artist because he surprised me the other day by playing a guitar better than anybody I'd heard in quite a while.
Well, we also are going to bury this, as I told you earlier, this tape, along with all the interviews during the Henryesta. And is there anything you would like to tell maybe the people of Henryetta or Oklahoma that will open this capsule up in 50 years?
Well, I think if I were making a matter of record of something for reading 50 years from now, it would probably be to say that Henryetta is a town that I have always appreciated. It's a town of wonderfully warm and friendly people, and a town that has been very kind to me for a long time. And I'm sure that future generations of Henriettans will treasure the memories that are put on this tape about this great community.
We thank you, Mr. Ed Edmondson, during Henryesta 1972. We're speaking with Wayne Wells, Olympic gold medal winner during the 1972 Munich Olympics. And first thing, there might be a number of people. What weight class did you wrestle in, for one thing, Wayne?
163 pounds or 74 kilos.
And how many men did you have to beat to get a gold medal?
8.
8 of them. And I understand you're going to be doing a little painting during the Henryesta today, you and Mr. Ed Edmondson. Had much painting experience?
None at all.
He says the only painting he's done is a little bit of ceiling painting and a little bit of number painting that his wife's put him up to. So it should be pretty interesting. I guess they're going to auction off these paintings that the two of you paint.
I think that's what they intend to do with the paintings. I hope I get more paint on the canvas than I do on me. I usually end up with a lot of paint on me.
This tape is going to be buried in the time capsule and dug up 50 years from now. Being you're an athlete, is there anything you might like to say to the young people 50 years from now and maybe some of the athletes?
Oh, I just think that I'd like to say to the athletes of 50 years from now that I hope they improve as much as we've improved from 50 years ago to this date, and that I'm sure they will.
Thank you, Wayne. Wayne Wells, gold medal Olympic winner in the Munich Olympics 1972. This Henryesta 1972. We're speaking with Jim Shoulders of Henrietta, and you were just in the big painting contest. How do you think you did, Jim?
Well, I tell you that my painting, about the extent of my experience, is painting barns or fences, you know, and then to get into a deal like that is, it's kind of out of my line of work, you know.
Well, your competition, the way they talked, hadn't done a whole lot of painting. Ed said I think he'd painted a few kitchen ceilings.
Well, that's probably right, and more than likely that Wayne is, his extent would be a lot like the same thing as his practice anyway.
How do you think the Henryesta celebration's gone off so far?
Well, of course, I just got back in town late last night or early this morning, I guess, and I believe we could have had a little better weather. It would have. It's got to be a big drawback the way the weather and all, but lots of people here, and I'll say one thing: the Henrietta people have worked extremely hard on getting it ready, and it's just a shame with all the work, and the whole town has sure been behind it. It's really amazing to get this many people all in to working on one object.
Jim.
Thank you, Wayne.
Have you been out to the National Guard Armory to see the display out there yet?
No, I haven't. Like I say, I just got back in town late last night, and haven't been anywhere.
Well, this tape's going to be buried in the time capsule and dug up in 50 years. Is there anything you'd like to tell the people of Henrietta 50 years from now?
Well, only that I hope that they work together for the benefit of Henrietta, as well as the civic leaders and all of the people in town have worked on this Henrietta, Henryesta. And if they do this and continue to do it for the next 50 years until they dig this up, well, I'm sure that Henrietta will be a much better town than it is now, and I think it's a good town now. We've raised our family here and are very proud and have a lot of good friends, and if they'll continue to work for the half as hard as the people have on this celebration, that it'll be all right.